nice little movement here on the dummy. Practicing with the dummy because, I mean, what can I say? I'm just a lonely guy playing with his wood. What we're going to do is, again, simulating that this is an arm coming forward. We're going to simply attack from the outside. Again, we've spoken about this before. One Kung Fu style in particular likes to use a 4 gates principle, which is great. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like there's a line going straight down and across. Now, with that line, the concept is that your opponent will be attacking you from one of these 3, 4 corners. Now, unless they've got 8 arms or you're fighting Goro from Mortal Kombat, you know, that's going to be a pretty good self-defense scenario. Now, one good thing about the dummy here is that we can simulate the different angles of attack. What we're going to do is we're just going to pretend that, you know, these 2 arms are simulating, they're coming in from these angles. We pretend that this is some kind of a lower movement. We're going to attack the outside of the person's arms. And this is the inside, this is the outside. What you want to do is use the outside of your arms as kind of like antennas, or I don't know what you want to call it. Again, this is why you can do these things with your eyes closed, because you're looking for feeling, you're looking for that touch. As soon as you feel the back of that person's forearm, as soon as we feel this, as soon as you feel that sensitivity, any kind of push, any sort of forward motion, we want this. What we're doing here is we're redirecting their arm. Now their arm is coming forward to us, we've grabbed, we've pulled, and we've hit at the same time. And from there, you're obviously going to follow up with whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your preference. But today we're just learning these little bits and pieces, little movements. You need to find a school. You need to practice these with real people. You can't just get yourself a dummy and just play around and say, well, you know what, you know, this looks like a good move. It just can't work that way. You need a living, breathing person to try these on. You need somebody to actually give you pressure, and from there, it's where you find what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You need to have a teacher to say, well, look, your arm is here, it should be here, or that was fine, but this needs to be here, this needs to be here, this needs to be like this, because it will not work if it's like this. Intricacies of martial arts that people think, well, hey, I could just learn this over video. You can't. We're finding the right school, the right types of people to be learning martial arts from. We'll get back to our little movement here. So again, what we're doing is we're reaching out with the back of our forearms, and what I want is the back of his forearm. And then from there, okay, with the last 2 movements that we played around with, we can join those together. So we're feeling this, bang, and then from here, bang. Always keeping your arms, keeping them up at a position where the second that anything comes into my personal space here, I can feel where I want to trap. And again, you've got different variations on how you can do it. And the important thing to remember is always to follow up straight after you first hit. I mean, it's kind of like an entry. I mean, as soon as you've made that entry is where you're wanting to follow it up. The reason why I'm slapping on the second shot is because, for whatever reason, I'm not quite confident that the arm is out of the way. This way, I know the arm is out of the way. I've got this little fella here that's keeping it out. The ideal situation is the one shot. We don't need to try and find where the other arm is. We want confidence, we want to be moving through like a train. But again, this is a drill, this is just the development of skills. Whether you want to try and apply this to a real world situation, or whether you're just using it to gain other skills, you can give it a shot. Videos are supplementaries to learning whatever style it is that you're learning. There's nothing wrong with videos and watching techniques, but you need to have that training with real people, with real teachers, and real opponents.
A group of young Australians had come to tour Hong Kong. Mr. Brown of Sydney town saw an unexpected sight. Hey, everybody!